Hello everyone and welcome to a video covering harmful opinions, otherwise known as trans rights mojo jojo. I am probably the only one who has called them that so far because I have a sense of humor and apparently none of the people involved so far have that, but I did find it hilarious that we have a video essayist that's transphobic with the trans color scheme, calling anime fans pedophiles uh, for being into lolicon, right? And his evidence of this is, this incredibly normal thing that the vast majority of anime fans are into is a thing that is also a common denominator in anime fans who were found out to be pedophiles. Now, this is the funniest shit ever, right? Because about 80% of the anime community is into something, right? It's like not like 90% of gamers play violent video games, right? This is what I'm getting into, right? It's effectively the violence in video games causes people to be violent bullshit again, right? Um, no. Like, yes, the normal thing, there will probably be more people who do the incredibly normal thing um, than don't that are pedophiles because pedophiles are already a niche fucking thing. At least nowadays. I've talked in extent how, like in the boomer generation, it was not even frowned upon. Um, and like that's the weird part, right? In less than 80 years, we've fucking gone from everyone fucks their own kids to which is wrong, to it's wrong to even look at a cartoon and enjoy it. This is like the very massive like hypocrisy of mostly like Gen X and millennial, like early millennial retards. Although we've seen a few Zoomers here and there, like Xander Hall, be a fucking douchebag retard about this too. You know, I'm just saying. How about you pay your editors and learn how to get groceries by yourself, motherfucker? Anyway, let's start this stream. It's about an hour long. I'm gonna skip to the actual fucking part. I need to fucking. I keep forgetting to install fucking ad blockers. No, I don't. Last time I looked at someone's house in space was my girlfriend because she lives in California and they had the fires you could see in space. That's pretty much the last time I looked at something from space. And that was very scary, so I'm not going to do it again. I just don't really see the point. That's actually my real reason. But pretending like the California wildfires is the reason, and not just because I don't find anything interesting about the topic, is probably a way to put politics where it doesn't have to be.
We scuff here. We believe in scuff.
Although to be fair, oh yeah. I mean, Kiwi Farms, like, the thing about Kiwi Farms, right? There are some people on there who are not complete retards, but the vast majority are, right? Because remember, it's made out of people, right? And the vast majority of people are retarded. So, like, ultimately, it just makes sense, right?
Thank you all for showing up. We brought in Lumi tonight. Lumi is my bestie. The first time you're appearing on the CNN with me.
Yeah. Now, I will say one thing. Like, the thing about Kiwi Farms, right, is that there's some good value in it, but not a lot, right? There's just not a lot. There just is some, right? Because ultimately, the problem with Kiwi Farms is that people have to care about what's on Kiwi Farms, right? In other words, Kiwi Farms is just a bunch of fat people laughing at far more successful people and Christian, right? For the vast majority of the time, right? Now some of those people are legitimately shitty. In fact, most of them are, right? But it's really just a bunch of losers who, are just tired laughing at people who are more successful than them for being a little weird, right? It's ultimately what it is. Um, that's why no one who is a lolcow, except maybe Chris Chan, actually no, even Chris Chan is more successful than the average Kiwi Farms user, and especially the owner. That's how sad it is, right? Chris Chan has more money than they do, and Chris Chan's a fucking bozo. But yeah,
I forgot that you're calling this CNN.
I find it funny.
CNN with the Fox News logo. I think it's very apt.
It's beautiful.
Thank you again, Dama, for making it for me. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to clarify some stuff directly out of the gate, guys. In that this is not a full-throated defense of Biddy. There is a lot of smoke with Biddy, and I don't know what the fuck is going on over there. This is more about the people that think they're predator hunters and bungle everything horrendously and achieve absolutely nothing about it.
Oh yeah, they pretty much never do, right? Because why would they? Right? They're drama creators, right? Also known as non-tent creators, right? So these are people who hate on things that are popular, because there will always be a contrarian audience that's smaller, but still existent, right? So that's why the grifts of woke versus anti-woke are a thing, right? Because right when wokeness was popular, right? Anti-woke was literally just a grift because it's just contrarian to what everyone else was enjoying, right? And really, it still is because most people don't give a fuck about wokeness. They care, at least not in any way that these retards define it. People care about is my game fun, right? People don't care if there's gay or trans shit in it. How many fucking games that are indie that are massive successes are gay as shit? All of them, right? But the reason why they get a pass is, well, because they're good, right? If a game's good, no one cares, right? I usually like the term sanitized wokeness instead of wokeness because, I think Donkey hit the nail in the coffin. What's woke about Avowed other than the character creator, which was fun, which was hilarious for about 5 minutes? I fell asleep the entire game, right? If it was just that people are gay and nice to you, right? Then, I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't give a flying fuck, right? Hell, I mean, that's not even the problem with a lot of these woke games anyway. A lot of the characters are fucking vile. Outside of Avowed actually everyone is just nice all the time for whatever reason. But there's not really anything fun going on, and that's really the issue there. Right, Baal in Wonderland is a much worse game than Avowed, but Avowed is a much more boring game. I don't know a better way to describe it. Right, it's like Troll 2 versus compare Troll 2 versus Troll 2 versus Silent Night Deadly Night 2, right? Silent Night Deadly Night 2 isn't even that bad of a movie. It's just extremely slow and nothing fucking happens in it. Except for the garbage day scene. Everyone calls it a so bad it's good movie. It has 5 seconds of entertainment. And it's literally just that one clip everyone saw. Whereas Troll 2 is absolutely horrendous the entire time. But it's awesome because of that, right? There are memes every couple scenes because of how bad it is, right? The Room is another example. The Room fucking sucks, but it fucking sucks in a good way. Another way of saying it is Uwe Boll films, the worse they are, the better they are, right? Well, like the House of the Dead is a piece of shit, but then you have Alone in the Dark, which is just kind of mid, right? Would I rather watch the awful insanity that is his House of the Dead movie, or the kinda sort of decent that is Alone in the Dark? Hell no, I would watch House of the Dead every day. If I like compared to if I only had those two movies to watch, right? I would never fucking put Alone in the Dark on again because it sucks, but not in the fun way, right? And that's the thing. Like some things can just suck, but it's fun. They suck in a good way, right? Like they suck like they suck dick. Like like they give you a good blowjob kind of suck, Like yeah, it's just sucking, but like you're happy about that sucking, right? And Avowed is like it sucks because it's just kind of mid, right? There's nothing offensively wrong with it. Like except for the character creator, but the character creator is the best part. It's the goofy shit. That's the fun part of the game. Like every like anti-woke creator is like talking about the fun part of the game. Like as soon as you leave the character creator, that like the game's downhill from there. Right, right. Like that's really what I fucking hate about the anti-woke crowd. Like they hate on the good parts of these games. I feel like sometimes. Like I think like Starfield is the only one where like the character creator was objectively just shit, and that's just because he weren't able to make anything. Like nothing funny was in there. You had pronouns and that was it. Right? Like the only funny part about the game was seeing like a morbidly obese Trigglypuff, but male this time, complain about how there were pronouns in the character creator, right? And when you think about it, that makes sense, right? Like, because Trigglypuff was also right? Everyone made fun of Trigglypuff, but Steven Crowder, and Kristen Summers and Milo Yiannopoulos were awful fucking pieces of shit. Right? When you think about it, everything Trigglypuff was saying was also correct. People make fun of her because she was a fucking loser, just like Az, right? But that's kind of the thing. People are making fun of them for the way they act, right? Not for what they said. Like that's why I don't really like the whole, Az was right, therefore he's vindicated. Fucking Trigglypuff was right. No one fucking cares because she was a fucking insane weirdo, just like Az. Right? Like, Az might be doing it as a character, but when you think about it, right? Az did this from the comfort of his own home and he wasn't forced to do it, right? Jigglypuff, really, like, she was forced to fucking be in this event because it was a thing in her college. She lived at the college and, like, these guys came to her. Right, Az sought the game out. She didn't fucking seek this shit out. She was just like, why the fuck are these assholes on here? They're fucking like a pedophile and a wife abuser. Whatever the fuck Kristen Summers is doing.
This is the like 5th or 6th time Harmful Opinions has made a video hunting the predators and just provided literally nothing of value to the discussion.
Well, that's because he's a pedophile. What? Like I can't say that. I'm saying it. You know what? I am proving you all wrong. I am calling Harmful Opinions a child molester who needs to be thrown off a bridge, but like hung on the like back side of it with a single like well-timed shot from a harpoon by his nutsack, and then he will slowly die in agony as his nutsack rips off because like the weight of his body is too much for his little sack to bear. Right? You know what I mean? Like that's what needs to happen. But we can tone it down a bit.
It reminds me heavily of those guys that they go out to like bait predators in public.
Oh yeah, and it's always like some retard who like, are you actually a pedophile, or did they just promise not to hit you if you said you were, and then they hit you anyway because you're a retard and you fall for that shit? Right, that's what I'm thinking. Like look at all those videos. It's always a retard, and then they're like beating him up in front of a church, damaging the fucking property. Like, did you see that one video? Like there was a black guy who like clearly was disabled. Like he clearly wasn't all there in the head, and they just fucking like harass him and beat the fuck out of him. But one of the things they do is fucking drop kick him into like a church sign. They destroyed the fucking church sign. Like these guys are acting like, oh, we're doing a Christian thing, saving people from pedophiles. You're beating up a retard and destroying a fucking church. Fuck you. Like you know what? And the funny thing is, these are the same guys who would say that and then complain about like the fucking like temples being destroyed in Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is bad, right? But that's the same thing, right? You're doing the same fucking shit, right? Like a temple is in Japan is like those Shintoist temples are literally like the fucking like one standy Tomei thing, right? You know, they're always built with two because it's like a gate to the temple, right? Like, because not all the temples are inside; some of them are outdoors. So you had these gates that are like, and then once you enter it, it's a church effectively, right? But it's outside. Not entirely. There are buildings you can enter, but like the whole area is a religious community. That's why like whenever you see these fucking douche tuber streamers, like that's where they almost always are too. Like have you noticed that they always go past those gates? They're not supposed to be in there at all. You're not practicing Shintoism. You don't fucking give a shit about Japanese religion. So you should not fucking cross those gates unless you want to study Shintoism. Right? Like if you're not actually wanting to study either Shintoism or Buddhism, because they could be also Buddhist sometimes, then fuck out of there. That's a church, right? You're a grown ass man wandering into fucking churches effectively, and then wondering why no one fucking likes you. Yeah, why would they? You have no interest in the fucking community or the religion. Yeah, they're kicking you out. Bye, loser. Bye.
All they do is they like scream and shout at them, and they never get the police.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like with like the whole like they'll complain about like the damaging of the like because the thing is a lot of the people who are doing the Assassin's Creed Shadow shit, some of it like like the ones from Japan are probably genuine. Anyone from America, I don't fucking care. You are disingenuous because that's not anything you fucking give a shit about, right? You don't know a fucking thing about Shintoism either. Like, I bet you, like, most of these people don't even know what the fuck Shintoism is, right? So, yeah, get the fuck out of, like, that conversation about, oh, there's, like, it's a reminder of the fucking Nagasaki. Like, no. They left that one unrepaired because of Nagasaki. There have been plenty that have been cut in half. It's just that one, they fucking, because it was a nuke, you know, they put it was one of the last surviving structures, so it's a monument to that. Now, I don't think Assassin's Creed Shadows devs fucking did that for that reason. They were still shitty because, you know, it's still destroying a temple, right? This is why I always say, you don't have to make shit up to call someone shitty. And making shit up to call someone shitty is shittier than it makes you look shittier in the long run. Because now it looks like the game's gonna have a success somehow. Imagine that, like all that, and now the game's apparently gonna be a small success for the company. They're gonna get a single dub this year, and it's all because probably not all because. And part of it's because like people are just fucking like they don't fucking care. It's Assassin's Creed. They want to play it for some reason, even though the last good game was Assassin's Creed 4, which is also stolen from PC players, by the way. Did you know that 1, 2, 3, and 4 are on Steam? If you purchase them, you can no longer play them because they took off the servers for the DRM, but not the DRM. So you effectively had all the first 4 games stolen from you. You have to pirate them now if you want to play them. There is no legal way to play Assassin's Creed 1 through 4 on PC. But yeah, despite them stealing all their good games, like, you know, people still fucking eat that shit up. I have no fucking idea why. But you'd think, like, that and the fact that, like, all the microtransaction bullshit, right? And then people are just upset that they got, like, a fucking piece of shit, like bullshit with Yasuke. Like, no, people have been upset with the series for a good long while, and they're still fucking buying. I don't fucking know why, right? But like the idea that it would just be will like hate Yasuke, and that like no, it clearly didn't do anything. Like what's gonna kill Assassin's Creed is gonna be like fans getting some fucking brain cells. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem like it's happened yet. Like Ubisoft, like, you know, it's funny. We're talking about pedo hunters, right? Go to fucking Ubisoft. Like, literally, how many fucking times does Ubisoft have to have a sex scandal where half the people are fucking child molesters and rapists? For people to just get the fucking picture that Ubisoft shit needs to fucking die. Like we're talking about like all this shit with like the Ubisoft shit, right? And literally like everything about that company is trash. Like there's no redeeming qualities to Assassin's Creed after 4. And there's no redeeming qualities to Ubisoft at all, ever, really. So like, why the fuck are we like acting like this is a new thing with Ubisoft? Everyone fucking hates Ubisoft, except for Assassin's Creed fans. Even then, I think they all do. They just forget that Ubisoft made them half the time. I have no fucking idea.
Like, it's just nothing.
Honestly, the stupidity of customers on that pisses me off. Like, it's a fucking $100 pre-order now, and people are still... The fuck is wrong with people? That game's gonna be ass anyway. But like, I'm kind of pissed off that like everyone needs to make it like this political movement, to get mad at a game made by like actual pedophiles, not this shit, and other sex offenders, that just like is just a fucking disgusting racist pile of trash. Like I don't need to make shit up. I could just look at the fucking company and say, yeah, that game shouldn't make money. It probably will, but it should not.
Yeah, they're like, we solved predators and we saved the child.
Oh yeah, and this is always a thing. Like, oh, we exposed Tyga as a lolicon. Yeah, when he was 19, he fucked a 17-year-old. Except he didn't fuck him. He just like made jokes with him. Like Romeo and Juliet lies, those aren't a thing. Like, yeah, they are. What the fuck? Like, this is a funny thing. Like, everyone, like it's the same thing with like the pirate software shit. Like, they always ignore Romeo and Juliet laws with the fucking shit. Like, he was 19, she was 16, right? And then when like it was reported, he was 20 and she was 17, right? Something like that. And yeah, like, it's scummy, but I mean, it's legal. I mean, Pirate Software is a piece of shit for scamming his own fans. But he's not a pedophile. It's just a piece of shit. I don't have to make shit up. Right? I don't have to make shit up. Like, I understand what it really is, though. People are mad at him for not being, like, a yes man to their anti-woke shit. And also not being bad at World of Warcraft in a guild where everyone had to be bad at World of Warcraft, apparently. The fucking, like, guy sucks. But let's not make shit up. Especially when he has a legal case against him, where he can just bring up a lot of the shit people have made up about him because of, you know, the clips about the World of Warcraft shit, to actually win the fucking cease and desist case. Because despite what people might think, it's not because it's a DMCA, right? Because it's a DMCA, he can file it on other people's behalf. That means Asmongold, XQC, Pokimane, all of them have to be removed if he wants. And that's the issue here, right? People don't understand the fucking depths of how shitty DMCA is as a law, right? And I feel like people need to actually understand that. Like, he can legit win based on his own harassment by saying this would send up harassment to these people too, and therefore he's filing it on their behalf. And people don't understand that you could just do that because DMCA doesn't require you to own the copyright. It requires someone to. Anyone can do it. Like, I can file if this video has a fucking Mario PNG in it for 5 seconds, I can file a DMCA for too much fucking Mario, right? I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, I could, and it would be filed under Nintendo, but I would be the jackass who filed it, not Nintendo. And people forget that that's the thing, and it's legal. Like, that's the other thing. It is legal because you are filing it on behalf of the copyright owner. It's a fucking terrible fucking system.
Yeah, it's like
but as long as it exists, like it is legal to do with that, right? So, but the thing is, he can only use that defense, right, with that particular thing as his motivation if he's receiving harassment, right? So that's why I'm saying, like, the harassment over him being good at a video game is doing nothing but potentially getting him a legal victory. And the court of a public opinion does not fucking matter, right? If you just say no, nobody can cancel you, right? If you're on an internet job, if you say no, you are uncancelable, right? And what happens is you just say no loud enough, and a lot of the people shitting on you will stop shitting on you because we're like, whoa, this guy's got a spine. Because most of the people who shit on you when you do bad things on the internet are people who only do that to try to get you to stop. Once you prove you won't, they actually start following you back because then you're like, whoa, this guy's got a fucking cojones, and then he like you again. And it's really like a thing, right? You cannot be canceled on an online thing once you get big enough unless you say no. I mean, unless you don't say no, right? Unless you say yes, you cannot be canceled online once you reach a certain size. It is objective, right? You know how objective it is, right? Elon Musk is a pedophile who admitted to groping his own child on his own site, forced everyone to fucking see him talking about groping his little boy on a meme that he posted on Twitter. Yes, this is a thing that fucking happened. It is documented. He made this, and he forced y'all to see it because you can't block him. So he's talking about groping his little child. I am not fucking kidding around with that, by the way. This is like you know, it's funny, like these people are getting their info from Kiwi Farms. Look at the Kiwi Farms thread on Elon Musk harmful opinions. He's a fucking child molester. He's open about it too. Like he openly talks about molesting his kids. Like, and he forces everyone to see that. See, there's no way you haven't seen it yet either. He's a fucking piece of shit. Is what I'm saying, right? You're like, I'm gonna fucking fight the pedophiles. I'm fighting the pedophiles. I'm gonna harass these like small VTubers who are still bigger than me and more entertaining than me and more funny than me, and you know all that. But I'm gonna harass them because they're better than me, and I'm like, you know, and if I go after Elon Musk, I'll get canceled by my audience. Yeah, harmful opinions. Fuck off. Get a fucking spine and a brain, you know, like that's what I would say.
A little bit. And
You know, like this sub-Haitian dog-eating, cat-eating retard should fucking, like, just commit an hero already. Like, if you want to save the world, kill yourself, bitch. That'll help. And we'll have to listen to you. My video feed will be more entertaining because it will not ever contain you again. So like, yeah, there we go.
I agree with you.
It's a little worse because I feel like the person that fucked up the Zoosato leaks had like a reason they fucked it up at least. This was just I'm fucking it up because I want internet cloud.
Yeah. Oh, this looks good. I kind of want to hear some more about Our Knight's Enfield, though. I'm playing Do It Night Abyss, right? I should get back to that. Yeah, I started Genshin Impact again. I literally, last time I played, I was barely at the beginning of the game. I found out where the fuck I was in Genshin Impact. I'm literally still in like the tutorial quest there because I got like, you know, I was a little dumb back in the day. Not really. Like, there's actually a legit reason why I haven't fucking played Genshin Impact. It's not, it's personal and it's not something, I mean, I've talked about it before, but I don't want to talk about it every fucking video. Anyone who knows me knows what fucking happened. Anyway, so because of that happened to me, I didn't really play it for a bit because it was kind of going on while I was playing it. And, you get the idea, right? So I'm trying to like play it to conquer that trauma. That has nothing to do with the game. It's all like personal shit. Yeah, PTSD basically. And it has nothing to do with the game. It's just the situation of my life and what was happening to me around the game. Like the game is fine. Like it's Breath of the Wild, but anime and gotcha. It's always gonna be fine.
Yeah. And it's like, even if either party brings this to court at this point, they fucked it up. Neither side will win. It'd be a waste of time and money.
Yeah. And I chose the title for this.
And that's another thing, like, neither side will win, right? You know, like, in a court case, it's actually, like, meaningful. There is, like, the defendant, and then there's the prosecution, right? The prosecution, like, has to prove your guilt, right? The only way, like, for defense to fuck up, really, like if the person is innocent, is for the person to say, or the person is guilty, just not guilty of like the max, is for the, like, a good way to say it, right? The defendant should always say not guilty, right? They should always plead the fifth where possible and always plead not guilty. No matter what, it is always advantageous to do so. The idea that people will people won't like will reduce your sentence is bullshit, by the way. No, that's not how it works. Now, if you have a deal, right, that's discussed, you might get a lesser charge, and because of that, you will get like a lower sentence because the charge offers a lower sentence, right? But unless there is a deal like that where you just get charges dropped, you should never fucking plead guilty to anything, ever. Right? Like if like let's say you went to like you were sentenced for like something stupid, right? Like you stole like some candy bars from a place because you're fucking little you're just like 18 and you're poor, right? Not guilty. Like yeah, obviously you did it, but like they have to prove it. Like that's the thing. Like really, I'm just be honest. People need to fucking stop this. Oh, I'm guilty shit. No, you're not. Until it's proven in a court of law that you are innocent, motherfucker. And if they want to say otherwise, fuck you. You sue them, right? Like just sue them. Say, okay, you want to play that game, harmful opinions. I'm gonna fucking sue your ass, and you're gonna shut the fuck up because I'm not convicted yet, motherfucker. Because that's the thing, right? If the court hasn't proven it, you're wrong. And if you're saying this and you're wrong about it, you need to fucking shut the fuck up. Because that's not within your right to freedom of speech, you dumbass.
Thumbnail, not for the stream itself.
That's really the thing, right? Like, falsely accusing people of a crime, right? You want to know what falsely accusing people of a crime really is? Accusing someone of something that has not been proven within court of law for them to have been guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Right? So until that happens, harmful opinions is just a fucking loser and a criminal. He's a defamatory criminal.
Wolf who cried Lolly. Because this is the...
Oh yeah, the wolf who cried... It's the same thing with like the wolf who cried Nazi, right? Like now they're might be a Nazi. I don't think Elon Musk or Trump are Nazis, but there's definitely like less they're less fucking like okay than they were last fucking term. I can tell you that. Another one, of course, is commie, right? Like it looks from the way I'm seeing things, we might just be conquered by Russia or China in the next couple years. Like that's really the thing. Like people are talking about, oh, we need to make the government more efficient, and stop spending money. Like, my guy, you're cutting down your tax department to save less taxes, right? Right? But the problem is that doesn't benefit you in this scenario. Your economy is broken, right? Like your economy is currently broken. And by doing that bullshit with taxes, you know what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen is you cut all the taxes. Well, the biggest part of budget are Social Security, Medicaid, and military, right? The only meaningful cuts you can make are to those three things. So are you going to give up your Social Security and Medicaid to lower those taxes, right? Or even remove them? Or are you going to give up the military? Or are you might have to give up all three, right? Because that's really the thing. That's how fucking much those are. Like 90% of your taxes are just those three things. All this shit of all these other agencies is going to cut at most 10% of the budget. That's not going to save us enough money to do anything. What it might do is make things so like there's not enough people to like force efficiency on the other agencies that like the other three agencies that they do need to cut. And so they'll just go buck wild and cost even fucking more. Right? Like, that's really the problem here. A lot of people don't see that. But there's, like the checks and balances. Yeah, those checks and balances cost fucking money. They suck, right? Like, but other than the USAID shit, none of that was bad. And now he's spending all on the USAID shit, right? Well, now we're killing our fucking economy. So congratulations, Carl Benjamin. You sucked Hassan's dick to get Hassan mad at you. You fucking made it so Hassan won, and he's laughing at you in secret, not on YouTube, obviously, because you let the commie invasion that he fucking comes in his pants to every night happen to fucking piss off some fucking trans person online. And you didn't fucking even piss them off because they killed themselves a couple months in. So, like, who are you fucking hurting but yourself? You fat fuck. Exactly. That's what's happening. Like, so many people don't fucking see that shit. And I have no fucking idea why.
Specifically third time, I haven't watched the other two Predator videos from Harmful Opinions, that he opened the video complaining exclusively about Lolicon. And then tried to get into, like, stuff that he believed was actual Predator, like, things. And it's like, you can't keep mixing up these two things.
Well, this is the thing. He can, but he shouldn't, right? Because, like, can as in, like, he has the ability to, right? If it involves verbosity, anyone with a functioning mind can do it. Like, there's never can say, like, I'm being honest, like, I'll be the type of guy who, like, I'll be in a court that say, you can't say it. I'm like, I just proved you fucking wrong, retard. Just laughing my fucking ass off in there. And they'd probably, like, throw me in jail because of that. I'm like, hey, look, fucking pussy lips Gerald over here thinks he's in charge because he's got a little fucking gavel. I don't fucking care. I'll insult the judge, yeah. I don't fucking care because, like, if I'm gonna be in jail for some bullshit, I'm gonna fucking go out in style. I don't fucking care. Like, if I'm gonna be thrown in jail for some bullshit, I'm not fucking make it known that I'm not fucking cowering no fucking judge or no fucking jury. I'm gonna be like, judge, can you fucking, like, stop simping for fucking Kool-Aid man over there? Like, stop simping for Winnie the Pooh, you fucking cunts.
Because by the third time,
like, I love their games. Like, Winnie the Pooh makes good games, but he makes terrible, like, economies, Well, like all the games that Winnie the Pooh has made have been good, but, like, other than that,
real evidence, nobody cares. Because everyone is just assuming immediately before they even watch your video, oh, he's going to complain about Lolicon again, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Like, there's an audience that's just like, oh, I hate that, everyone is into Lolicon that's in anime, right? But, like, look at fucking, like, any anime that is not, like, just some fucking 90s, like, niche stuff, right? Like, fucking Dragon Ball has lollies in it, right? The first anime is literally a Shotokan. It's fucking Astro Boy. Astro Boy is a little kid who does all sex jokes all the fucking time. This is the first fucking anime. So the first fucking anime is a gay as shit lolly show con anime. And we're talking about, like, oh, no. The first fucking one. Literally the first one. And this is the thing, like, where does it stop? Does it stop at Lolicon, or does it continue to Western cartoons like SpongeBob and Animaniacs and Ren and Stimpy and every fucking cartoon we've ever watched and grew up and had fun with in our entire fucking existence? Because now it's getting to the point where you're basically saying entertaining people is pedophilic. Because you made sex jokes to make the kids laugh. Their jokes involved butts and penises. You fucking piece of shit. You're ruining kids' lives. You're grooming them. You're grooming them by showing them SpongeBob. Because that's effectively what this argument ultimately boils down to, right? Is that sex jokes are grooming. Which, if they are, then everyone was groomed. 100% of people. Right? If 100% of people were groomed, what's wrong with it? Because if you turned out fine, right? Harmful opinions, and you were groomed, then what's fucking wrong with it, right? That's not what grooming is. Grooming is preparing a kid for sex, right? If you are not preparing to fuck them, you are not grooming them. Also, grooming isn't the crime, it's the fucking, right? But you are preparing them for that criminal activity, which is why it's bad, right? The entire point of grooming is you are a fucking creepy weirdo who wants to fuck a child, so you groom them so you can fuck them, right? It's what Razor Fist did, right? That's what grooming is. Grooming is not, having a couple sex jokes in a casual conversation with someone you don't even know the fucking age of half the time, because it's a fucking, like, everyone does it. Every fucking kid in my middle school did that shit. Every fucking kid of my age did that shit, because I would go to summer recs and we'd all be still doing that, and that would involve like 10 fucking districts of schools. The fuck are you talking about, harmful opinions? Like, everyone does that shit because it's fun. The market exists because it's entertaining. That's why kids like this shit. That's why. People like it because it's fun, and that's all that needs to be fucking said. We're not talking about child molestation. We're talking about fucking jokes and fucking pictures. Little drawings. This is what we're talking about, right? Like, shut the fuck up, you know? At that point, you're just mad that internet culture resembles American culture. And then you're probably, like, at your age, you probably fuck kids because you look like a boomer, and every boomer fucked their own kids. So you're just mad that you can't fuck your own kids anymore. So you're taking out on people who don't fuck kids, but do weird shit for money online. But they're also far richer and more successful than you because they do what people want. You do what people don't want. You just piss people off, harmful opinions. These people entertain. Why do you think they're more bigger than you? Because they entertain. Why don't you try that? Why don't you try being funny for fucking 5 seconds? It might, maybe making those sex jokes that you hate will make you more popular and rich because you'll have fucking morals by doing actual entertaining shit. But no, you don't. Because you're a fucking loser.
He did that with Tyga. Like, with the Tyga stuff, there's exactly one screenshot from everything related to Tyga that I would consider sus. Literally one. And he just ignored, like, he tried to run with all the Lolicon stuff, and then he's like, and there's this one screenshot, so that means all the Lolicon stuff is also predator material. It's like, it's not how that works.
Yeah, like, that absolutely isn't. Because, like, again, right, did you know that 100% of school shooters in the past 20 years play violent video games? Right? This is basically what his argument is, right? Like, most people play violent video games. Most people enjoy the violence. A lot of people enjoy it way too much. Sure. But you notice, like, crime actually went down for a while after these violent video games came out, right? And the only reason crime went up is because some bullshit happened and the economy sucked and we're all stuck at home. Because really what happened, the reason everything sucks is no one can afford shit and we're all depressed and locked in for a bit, right? That's why crime went up in 2020 and then it started going down again because people were more outside again and less depressed, right? So what really it comes down to is a good economy, right? A good economy and less stressful life makes people not commit crimes. Did you know that, right? Like, if people are enjoying the small facets of their existence, it's good, right? Like, video games also started sucking around that time too, right? So, like, we have shitty video games that we pay way too much for. Then they ask us to pay again with their microtransactions. And then, like, they suck, and they're boring, and we don't want to play them anymore, right? But then we're like also stuck indoors, so we can't really play outside. We're also fat because we're gamers, right? So like all of this combines into, yeah, people committed more crimes because they're bored, they're sad, and everything in their life sucks. I'm surprised we didn't burn down the fucking country that fucking year. Yeah, it's like I don't think people cared about George Floyd. We just wanted the fucking shit to do, and wanted life to stop sucking. We wanted people to stop making things worse for us on the top end of society for all the people in the lower ends of society. That's what it really comes down to. The vast majority of that was people were fucking conned for so long, and people didn't care until like all this shit happened. No one gives a flying fuck about the BLM for the BLM, but people did for the fucking fact that they had nothing better to do. Now think about it that way. Why did they have nothing better to do, right? They had video games. Well, save for Doom Eternal, what was good that year? Oh wait, that was the year before. What was good like in 2020? There were some good things, but like, if you weren't a fan of those genres, like what was good in 2020? I don't think I remember anything really, right? Like, I know a couple years after it was Elden fucking Ring, but wasn't 2020 also like The Last of Us 2 the year that came out?
There is a thing when you're trying to figure out if someone is a predator or not, to look at a pattern of behavior. And I think this goes for all crimes.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, people talk about pattern recognition as like groups patterns. That's not a thing, right? That's not how pattern recognition is actually like ever supposed to be studied. Pattern recognition is in the individual level, right? So like if an individual person is acting like a fucking retard in your store, then they're a fucking retard who acts like a fucking piece of shit in stores. So you kick them out, right? Because they're going to get worse if you don't kick them out now, right? That's pattern seeking behavior. You like they're throwing shit, like they're throwing a hissy fit about their drink. They're probably going to do worse, right? Because you know that those things tend to escalate. So if you kick them out now, that's pattern seeking, right? We'll get them out of your store before they become a real fucking problem, right? Right? Or they walk in like arguing and shit, right? Like that. These are pattern seeking behaviors that actually make sense, right? But like okay, well, yeah, black people commit more crime whenever, okay? Did you know that criminals make up less than 1% of the United States population in general? So like it doesn't fucking matter who commits more crimes, it matters who's fucking about to, right? Like, and you can tell who's about to because anyone who's about to fucking acts sus anyway. There's always patterns in this specific behavior to look at, not someone's fucking skin color or their like gender or whatever, right? You can always tell who the fuck is a shitster and who the fuck isn't, because they will act like one before they start really stirring the shit. As in, they will always start stirring shit a little bit, and then they will get worse. Like, it's the same thing with, like, the hijabi gamer versus Warframe incident, right? Warframe has had a lot of hijabi gamers that they have all fucking banned, right? Because hijabi gamer, right, is just another Revex dev, right? Revex dev is a scam artist and massive homophobic shit-stirring piece of shit that was banned from the community. There's a lot of people, right, who are not really like woke, right? Like Gaz TTV is not fucking woke, but he loves Warframe, right? Why is that, right? Why is it that people who are anti-woke still love the game, right? Despite how gay it is? Well, one, it's fucking fun, right? You got a lot of sexy robot ladies and stuff too, right? Obviously. But another reason, like, he's critical of the game and staff decision, but no one really in their right mind ever defends Revex dev. Even the people covering like how like a gay guy plays should have also been banned, because I covered it. I think he should have been banned that day too, because like they were both stirring the shit, right? But that's what they talk about, right? No one sides with RevX Dev. Some people just also side against the gay guy plays because he was shitty too, right? That's the Warframe drama usually in a nutshell. Like the mods were overactive at it for a couple of years, and RevX Dev is a piece of shit, and the gay guy plays is not really like much better, and he wasn't banned. But like that's like the drama of the community, right? But like Hijabi Gamer basically starts off like doing like the Tanner, RevX Dev, and their fucking shit. And yeah, people didn't like that. They saw who that was, right? You're like, oh, you're talking about Grums now because you're tagging Grums because you got blocked by the devil. Yeah, they don't want you if you're stirring shit on the community, right? And the funniest shit is they talk about Father's Day, right? What was the update that they were playing about? Becoming a father. So like they're mad that they did two things at once. So they had queer streamers, and they had them play a Father's Day update. So they did the LGBT and they did the Father's Day at the same time. Oh wow, you can do two things at once. And it's just Twitch drops. No one fucking cared anyway because it's just Twitch drops. But they were mad that they didn't get to host those Twitch drops, so they went stirring shit. And the game developers saw that because they've seen this pattern of behavior in people like Hijabi Gamer a lot by that point. So they understood what a shit stirrer looked like. Right? So like that's the thing. But now not all of that crowd is shit stirred. Like I think Kirsch is genuinely just like a fucking edgy anime girl, right? But like that's the thing, right? Like there are genuine people in like the side scrollers thing, and then there's people like Grums and Hijabi Gamer who are just shit stirring pieces of shit, right? Like Smash JT, Grums, Endymion, and to a lesser extent Craig and Savvy. Like that's the thing, right? There's people who stir shit for different reasons, and there's people who like the shit stirring happens around them. Like I feel like Craig, all the shit stirring happens around him. I feel like he actually just genuinely is just a fucking buffoon and doesn't understand how many people are shit stirring both in and out and against this community. Like there's just so much of that going on. But like yeah, he's like AVGN in that, but he's like more online, right? He's more terminally online AVGN. He's still just as doofy, though, when it comes to people, how they act online. Like, he doesn't understand Rule 14, effectively, right? Which is, like, if you argue with trolls, they won, right? Like, Craig doesn't understand that yet. Do not argue with trolls, they win.
You're actually trying to pick out if somebody did something or not. Your best chance is to try and look at their pattern of behavior. Is this something that they consistently do pretty regularly?
Yeah, exactly, right? And it's in an individual thing because groups really don't like a good way to say it, right? Even the most brain dead washed cultist, right? There are still some ways you can save certain people if their behavior is if you recognize their behaviors and when they're like going back in their old ways and shit, right? So it's always an individual thing. It's their own actions that are the pattern, not like groups, right? Now with cults, it's a little weird because like obviously cults train those actions, right? But still, even like cults, there are people who are less brainwashed than others. Like what about the kids, right? The kids might not be as brainwashed because they're younger and they can be brainwashed out of it effectively, right? You brainwash them out of their other brainwashing effectively. But like that's how like cults are, right? Now the older they get, the more hard it becomes to get them out of there, obviously, right? Because the longer they're in it, the more like unhinged the things that they believe become, right? It's any cult, like like the MAGA cult, the far left cult, all of that, right? There are far left and far right cults, right? I feel like that needs no fucking like introduction. And when I say MAGA call, I don't mean you voted for Trump. I fucking voted for Trump because as shitty as he is being now, Kamala was worse. So Trump fucking sucks. I see that. I feel that. But Kamala was fucking worse. I don't like. That's just how bad it is. This is the better option. We had two pieces of shit because Trump fucking sucks, but Trump was better than the other turd, right? That's really what it comes down to. We voted for the shiniest of two turds. It was still a smelly fucking foul piece of shit, though.
And the problem with harmful opinions and people like him that make these kind of videos is, specifically when it's related to lolicon, is they consider lolicon part of the pattern of behavior. So they'll have like one legitimately sus thing and then a whole bunch of lolicon. And they're like, see, we have a pattern. It's like, no, you don't have a pattern. You have a screenshot. That's it.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, sure, like a good way to say it, right? Can lolicon lead to stuff? In some people, maybe, right? Like, sure, absolutely. But does it, right? Like, that's the same, like can video games be addicting versus are they, right? And the answer is, can they? Abso-fucking-lutely. Are they? No. Right? Like, there's nothing inherent in a video game that is addicting. Like, the way addiction happens with video games is probably the same way, like, a lolly leads to, in the few people it does, right? Which is that, due to, like, your social conditions and how you're treated and shit, you tend to isolate yourself to only video games, or like, only the lolicon or whatever. And then that makes it so, like, you become, like, too obsessed with it and can't really see reality outside of any other lens. But, like, at that point, the problem isn't fucking lolicon. The problem is lack of fucking parents. Because if you had good parents, that shit wouldn't be possible, right? I'm a fucking video game and porn addict. Do you want to know why? Because my parents never fucking did anything. If my parents did their job, do you think I'd be fucking, like, fapping to everything? No, I have a fucking loving family, and I'd be able to, like, hey, look, my birthday's happening. You want to know what? I have to scrounge, like, what I cooked for 2 days, right? There's only 1,600 calories in this. So I have 800 calories for 2 days, each day, right? And that's going to be my food. And one of those days is going to involve my fucking birthday. So, like, like, that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks. But hey, it could be worse, right? I could be homeless or whatever, right? I'm just poor, right? It's the end of the month. I don't have a lot of money. But I'll be able to afford rent, and I'll have, like, a bit more money next month. The only reason I have so little money right now is because of stuff that kind of happened around, like, I needed my ID this month, or I would literally not be able to get one, because you actually do have, I mean, I would be able to get one, but, like, it would be much harder. So I got it, right? So yeah.
Also, chat, there will be no watching tonight. We are not watching harmful opinions video. I'm not torturing myself with that shit. Not again. I've already
Yeah, like, man, that's another thing. Like, his videos are just so fucking boring. I do love, like, the aesthetic to, right? Like, the aquarium aesthetic, it looks like, right? Oh no, wait, no, this is like this is like the ship from Little Mermaid, right? Like, they're underwater in a ship, and you got little core. It's very good, right? Actually, what I fucking hate about, like, the Little Mermaid movie, right? That live action one, I mean. So, like, the Little Mermaid, like, was made black, right? So they added color to the Little Mermaid, but then they sucked out all the color of the world, right? Like, the world looks ugly. Like, I'm being honest, she's not the problem there. The problem was that they sucked out all the other colors, Like, I would have been fine if it was, like, because she can sing, like, she's pretty, right? I don't really even, like, the race swap, yeah, it's weird, but, like, I don't really care that much about it. But if she was, like, genuinely, like, the world was still beautiful, I wouldn't mind, right? The only ugly character is Alyssa Mercante, and, not Alyssa, Melissa McCarthy, right? But she's playing Ursula, who is supposed to be ugly, so, like, like, it's not real, like, none of the problems have anything to do with, like, the casting, right? Javier Bardem is in the movie, like the fucking, like, Anton Chigurh is in the movie, right? Like, it's fine. But like, what matters is like how fucking bland and lifeless that movie looks. Like, I don't fucking care that the Little Mermaid's bad. I do care that there's no color in the movie, though. Like, there's color in the people, but where's the color in the fucking movie, right? This is supposed to be a Disney classic, and it looks like it was made in like fucking like like Go Animate, right? Anyone remember that lifeless dog shit? Yeah, like it looks like that fucking like make a Family Guy cartoon by dragging and dropping shit program, right? And that's fine if you're like a little kid who just wants to make some animations, but you don't really want to draw them, so you kind of just want to like make them like with like your script, right? That was fine, right? Like the people who were like little kids that were using that, I'm like, fine, whatever, right? The voiceover sucks, but like you're probably like you can't afford animation tools. It's fine, right? But then like it got to the point where it's like just AI bros are the ones using it, and like that's really the thing. Like AI bros ruin everything, right? I'm fine with AI, but AI bros fucking disgust me. Like these are like the Sue Hale guys and shit. Like, dog, like why don't you AI generate a fucking neuron networks instead? Get a personality, motherfucker. Like, I work with AI. I train AI. You know what? I fucking hate you guys still. You're fucking zero personality losers who were never employed and are perpetually unemployable. Like, they're like grums. They're perpetually unemployable douchebags. Right? Like you know what the funny thing is? Like, Mecha Break came out, and Mark Kern is, like, doing the same thing he did with First Descendant, but then he adds a little bit of criticism that he didn't with First Descendant, and you know what? I know why. Because Mecha Break is what Ember was supposed to be. That was the game he promised, but somebody else made it before him. Somebody else made Ember before him because he got tired of his worthless, lazy ass. Right? Look at Mecha Break. It's a mech MMO with anime graphics and hot women. That's literally what Ember was supposed to be. They made Ember before he did, and he's jealous. He's fucking jealous. The game is fun, by the way. Like, people are complaining about it. I have no fucking idea why. Like, sure, maybe it like could use more stuff. But fucking Hero Wars. Man, the guy's we gotta play the game while the guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. You know? Can you do math, motherfucker? Like, you know, I don't think you can. Like, when I see the Hero Wars videos, I'm like, can you guys do math?
At first I was like, oh, great, it's gonna be like another Taiga thing. But then it's like, as soon as I seen that people in Biddy's circle, whether still talking to her or not, was like, oh, doing this because helping predators not hurt real children. It's like, no, that's you're still enabling creeps to icky, gross,
Yes.
disgusting even.
This is where I think it would come into more like a moral issue than like a legal issue.
Is Kirsch friends with them? You know, what's funny is like Kirsche has been like harassed for her lolicon because of this lately too. Like, yeah. Look, VTuber equals lolicon. Just get that in your fucking skulls already. You know what? Anime fan equals lolicon. Get that in your fucking skulls too. Okay. If someone likes Japanese cartoons, they like lolicon. And you know what? If someone likes to be entertained, they like either lolicon or like something with sex jokes for kids, because that's what everyone who was entertained as a kid liked, right? We didn't. Do you know why those shows were made? Because we already liked them. Like, this is the funniest shit about like sex jokes or grooming. No, we liked them. That's why we watched them. We found it funny. No one had to make us like SpongeBob fucking like doing the butt joke in the movie. We liked that already because we were fucking 6. And 6-year-olds like fart jokes and butt jokes, right? This fucking bullshit about like a lolicon pedophilia grooming. Like no, like if kids watch that, and then they grow up to be like what? Like where are they going to be? Right? They're going to be anime fans, right? Okay, sure. Like very few people, right? Like everyone watches anime, which means and pretty much every anime that is popular has some form of lolly, right? Okay, so how? Okay, so now that we know that, right? How many anime fans does Harmful Opinions think are pedophiles, right? Now, if the answer is 100%, then there you go, right? You found your issue, right? He's Matt Walsh. He's that pedophile who with a diaper fetish who advertises his little fetish to kids, right? But then he's mad when people like Sonic instead of his fucking shitty movies, right? Yeah, yeah. People like Sonic more than I am. I racist. I wonder why. Like more people liked Sonic 3 than they liked Am I Racist? I don't know. I'm as confused as you that film made more money than Matt Walsh's. Like yeah, the contrarian dickhead had some entertainment value. Right? It's not even that Am I Racist is just shitty. I mean, it is like there's enough breakdowns on how like Matt Walsh contributes nothing to the film. If he just stood there and did nothing like to harass people in the movie, he would have had the exact same message, but then the movie would be like 10 minutes shorter, and it would be so much better. Like just having him just like not really try to force any jokes out would have been so much funnier. It would have exposed so much more, and it would just been so much better in every single way. But like you notice, once Matt starts speaking or doing things that are weird, everyone starts to like act normal after a bit. So like him like legitimately in that movie, him like trying to stir shit causes the movie to be worse every single time in that movie. He could have just not tried and gotten such a much better squeeze. Like there are so many people have pointed that out lately. And like yeah, absolutely. He's just that bad. He doesn't know how to fucking do it. Right? Like if this was Sam Hyde, he would have had the juiciest fucking scoop, right? Cuz Sam Hyde would have been there blended in like a fucking like blended in perfectly, right? Cuz he'd shut the fuck up and let you know what Matt Walsh is guilty of not reading The Art of War. His enemy made a mistake and he interrupted them. Don't do that.
And the problem with that is you can't mix the two. Like you can have a moral problem with something, and you can call out a legal violation.
And yeah, for the ones who are saying like, "Oh, Matt Walsh is a pedophile," that was just a joke where he wanted to fuck kids, right? All right, well, let's apply that same standard to Vosh then. Oh, wait, you're only applying the standard differently now because instead of a diaper fetish, it's lolly? Like, you see why, like I don't really give a shit about that at that point, right? Because now you're saying, okay, well, this guy likes diapers and fetishizes fucking kids. This guy likes lolicon and fetishizes fucking kids, right? So like the Matt Walsh is totally better, right? Because Matt Walsh likes infants, and Vosh likes like 7-year-olds, I guess. Right? Like if we're gonna go with that, right? Vosh, like what you're saying is if they're a little baby, it's fine, but once they get out of diapers, it's they're too old, and you got to wait till they're 18. Like there's like a pedophile like there's like a like what was that like a gate, right? So like there's a gate like of closed and a gate of open, right? Like if you ever like did like audio editing, right? It's like the closed gate is like 3 and then the open gate is 18. Like that's what Matt Walsh fans seem to like have to like cope with. Basically they're like, it's okay to fuck infants, just not people above the age of 3 until they're 18. It's basically what Matt Walsh fans are saying.
You can't start mixing, well, this is a
like Vosh is a piece of shit. It's not for the lolicon though. It's for the wanting to fuck kids under the age of 18, right? It's the same thing with like Sneeko. Also, that's another funny thing, right? Harmful Opinions defends Sneeko, who has his argument was I want to fuck children, right? Because Critical was like not giving a fuck in the debate, right? Like the whole thing was like Critical was like, okay, kids can do whatever because it's like if the law says it, I don't care, right? Like it's legal and and they want to do it, right? That was like Critical's argument, which is a dumb one, right? But like ultimately, he was saying, I don't care what they do, right? Sneeko was actively saying he wants to fuck kids, right? So Critical was saying, look, I'm not the one fucking doing it. If they want to fucking get their dick chopped off, who cares? And then Sneeko was like, hey, I want to fuck kids. So like we're in the same boat. I'm like, no, right? Charlie is the I don't give a fuck. Do what you want to do. Just leave me the fuck out of it. And Sneeko was the hey, I want to fuck kids. Is that okay? Like, no, they're two different circles. Charlie won that debate. Now he did it in the like worst way possible, but yeah, Sneeko lost the debate because Sneeko's position was unfathomably worse. Sometimes even it doesn't matter how you argue the position. If the position is bad enough, it's just no one fucking cares. Right? That's why anyone who defends Sneeko has the most nasal Norted voice, right? Like you can hear the obesity from their voice.
So I'm saying it's illegal.
Like the Tactical Templar dude is obsessed with like dunking on Critical lately. And like you can just hear him like you can hear that he weighs 600 pounds. Like you ever have that, like you can just hear the obesity in their voice. Like I'm fat, you can kind of hear it in my voice, but like this guy, like he's wheezing, like he's like, like in under like while he talks, right? Like that the dude's fucking like unhealthy. He needs to fucking like put down the fucking ice cream scoops and start walking a bit. Like like he's the guy who like legitimately walking outside to touch grass could lose him 10 pounds. Just walk outside and literally touch grass with your toe, Tactical Templar. You will have lost 10 pounds by doing that. That's how much fucking fat you weigh, you fat fuck.
This is illegal. I'm saying it's immoral. Like you have to actually stick to like your argument, or it doesn't make sense.
It's like it's like personally with my opinion of like, oh, she's just helping predators not hurt real kids. I'm still gonna give you the fucking side eye because you think predators can be helped. The only thing that'll help them is a nice.
Let's not get too into that lum.
A nice hug.
This is my channel.
Fine. A nice lead kiss. That's all that's gonna help.
Oh yeah, the 8-cent solution. I am a big advocate for that. But only for actual like people who fuck with children, like as long as we keep the definition of pedophilia to literally what it is, then yes, 8-cent solution. It costs 8 cents to make a bullet,
Yeah, like I have this issue with like these cheap internet predator hunters that really seem to think they're doing something and they never are.
Well, like, does anyone remember, like, nothing happened with, like, Chris Tyson, right? Well, like, what's funny is they were a transphobe before they transitioned, right? So they went from transphobe to trans over a couple years. And then, like, they were always, like, a edgy transphobic piece of shit who had like a massive bunch of like predator allegations already, right? Right. So like this was already a thing with them, right? And so like this happened like for years, and then like they suddenly transitioned, and now they're pro-trans, but they're also still a pedophile. And then like everyone like talks about that, like Sonny does his video, everyone's like, oh, like what does that have to do with anything? Then it turns out that they are a pedophile, and then everyone's like, oh, Sonny V2 is vindicated because they ended up being a pedophile, even though that's not what he said. He said them being trans was the problem. which is retarded. Like, okay, you don't have a problem with them being a child molester. You have a problem with them, uh, being trans and nothing else, right? Um, because like they legitimately showed up to a 13-year-old kid's house in a camper van. I don't care what anyone says. Like that's pedoph shit. I don't fucking care. They molested that kid, and he just doesn't want to admit it. Let's not fucking pretend otherwise. That's what happened there, right? Anyway, so like there's a literal child molester who got away with it, right? Because ultimately, what happened? Oh, they left the Mr. Beast show. They got fired, whatever, right? And then where are they now, right? Are they in prison? No. Is anyone like checked up on them to make sure like they're not? No. So like they're just like not suffering any consequences except like, well, now they aren't on the spotlight, so people aren't paying attention to them as much. Yeah. So they won then. Wait, what? Yeah, they won because like they fucked kids and got away with it. That's called winning. Right? Like if they're an edgy fucking shitster who fucks children, and did all this and got away with their crimes. Yeah, yeah, they won, right? They're millionaire. They're a multi-millionaire who fucked kids and got away with it, and now can retire in peace. Like anyone who thinks that like there was anything that came from that is a fucking delusional. Right? Yeah, you removed it from Mr. Who the fuck cares though, right? Like they were probably going to be removed anyway, um, because there's some stuff about like how like they were already having beefs years ago, right? So now like they're starting to remove each other, and then they left, and now they face zero consequences, but are still a millionaire. Like ultimately, you have to remember, right? If someone is big enough that they're already a fucking multi-millionaire, the court of public opinion doesn't matter because like okay they got ran off on offline, but are they in jail? No, but they got ran off offline. But now they don't have to deal with social media blues, right? And they have a backyard that they can just play outside and exercise and like feel good that way. So what do you accomplish? You gave them like heaven because now being online is bad, but being offline is heavenly, right? It's the same shit with PewDiePie with the racism shit, except like PewDiePie obviously didn't do anything actually wrong, but like he basically retired from online life for a while, and he's so much healthier now. Yeah, like it turns out that being terminally online is bad. If like literally what we gave Ava Chris Tyson, at best we ended up like they're still terminally online just in a different account, right? At worst, we gave them fucking like therapy for free.
Do you have any specific thoughts on that, Lum Num?
That it's over sensationalized when people are doing these predator hunter things. They get too much views, too much attention. It literally does nothing because half the time these people get away with it anyway because like, oh, you didn't do the proper like police proceedings, you didn't do this, you didn't do this.
Yeah.
It's like I can probably think of only one person that does this stuff correctly, but I completely forgot their channel name. But at this point he actually works with the police to get like certain Discord predators get taken down because he poses as like 12-year-old girls and everything, but then ends up getting like all these people's personal information and shit. So it's like he does it correctly.
Yeah. I think a good point is that a lot of them seem to they actually help predators kind of get away with it. And we saw this with when the Zeus sadism leaks happened, is when you release the information to the public to try and expose people because you're trying to get internet clout and you're trying to be like, I'm doing work by like turning this person into the court of public opinion. That alerts them that you have dirt on them, and it lets them just start deleting stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
Some of these people, they're like, well, it's okay because I took screenshots of it. The police can't take your screenshots as evidence. That shit could be doctored. They can't just be like, oh, you took a screenshot of a random Discord profile.
Yeah, unless it's like archived. Like this is the thing. Like Kiwi Farms at least does that through the archive shit. But yeah, unless it's actually archived, no, you know.
When we have evidence, they need to see that on the person's physical computer.
Like if you notice, like they also need text, right? Like they don't like, oh, I got a text. You show them a screenshot. No, you have to show them the text and what the number that you got it from is, right? If you can't show both, you can't prove that you got a text, right? You just prove that you can, like, you have like a thing that looks like a text, right? Like when we're talking about like the internet, Pixar didn't happen. When we're talking about actual law, it's archives or it didn't happen, right?
Like they can't just be like, oh yeah, we got your screenshot, that's fine.
And the reason why like the law is so like put against you as a like prosecutor, like a one-man prosecutor, the reason why is because just about everyone commits crimes. Like jaywalking is a crime. Did you know that? Did you know that if you walk like when the light thing isn't like telling you to walk, like everyone does, because they want to get somewhere in time and it's too like it takes too fucking long if they follow the law. Yeah, did you know that that's a crime? Did you also know that no one fucking cares that you committed that crime and you've done it every day for that reason? Yeah, like you've been like there's so many people in cities who just commit that one crime every single day because it's either that or don't get to work on time. Yeah, obviously people are gonna get to work on time, right? But that's the thing, right? Like most laws, like yeah, they're still laws, but like no one fucking cares. And unless people care, you're not gonna get like because the thing is, right? Those offenses, right? They still have you can still like go after them, and if they and because of like what it is, like it can cost the courts too much resources, you know, so they just don't bother with it anymore.
And it's like another thing with the zoo words. The zoo sadism leaks is that people had years of evidence with all this stuff, but then even when it was brought to the court, it was dropped because of statute of limitations. When you have stuff like this, you drop it to the police right away. I don't care if they're your friends. It makes it worse. That means you're just enabling them and hiding evidence at that point.
Yeah.
If it's actual legit stuff, it's either you report it or found out you're gonna be found guilty of shit too.
And you can't really, because we saw this a lot with this harmful opinions thing, and with some of the other people talking about it, is a lot of people would say, I do have proof that they are an actual pedo because of pictures, but I can't post those pictures. And it's like, okay, you can't make that claim then, like to the public, right? You need like some sort of evidence. And I understand that like you can't post the pictures, but you shouldn't even be saving the pictures. You should be looking at the pictures. If it is to that point, you should have already reported it to the police. Like this shouldn't even be a discussion.
It's like with stuff like that. Say if you know like where these people are IRL, then yes, you still have a reason to report it. It's harder if you don't know anything about their personal life. But say if it gets blown up to the extent where like things are found out, you still have no reason not to report it to the police.
Yeah. And this also kind of comes along with the releasing of personal information and doxing and stuff. I am pretty consistent.
Here's how the average man's life is. You never saw a man again. Day one, he would install Pi on his computer.
With the belief that there's always zero reason to publicly release somebody's information. You're like, okay, well what about in the case where like you have these pedos? You should not be releasing that information to the public. You should be using that information to contact their local police. There is zero value in releasing that information to the public other than to try and intimidate them. And if you're intimidating them, they're going to delete more information. This is something that should be used to get them to the police, not so you can feel good about yourself. And it's this actually came up in a Twitter space that I saw the other night, where there were a couple of people kind of talking about this stuff, and I thought I would go in and I would
Yeah.
be the voice of reason to talk to them. And I said, hey, like, when this stuff is happening, like, what value is it to post it to Twitter instead of going to the police? Like, you should be more concerned with, like, getting these people off the streets than you should, like, farming social clout, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they basically told me, no, we want the clout. And I was like, yeah, that's not cool with me. Point blank none. Like, the only reason we are even talking about this now is because everybody else has bungled this shit so hard. This whole case has no value, regardless of what happened. And I think Lumi and I are both kind of in the same thought on that, right?
Yeah.
Like, basically, it's too late. It doesn't matter if anything actually happened or not. You guys have just spammed it on the internet. If there was any evidence, it's probably been deleted by now.
And it's just like, okay. A lot of this shit probably wouldn't have blown up as much as it did if, like, what was it? There was one tweet that apparently sounded off the farms to mobilize and just keep heavy track of all of this. But all I know is that after that happened, just like things started getting leaked and stuff, and it's like the person who did that locked their account real fucking quick.
Yeah.
But no, it took one stupid fucking post to make the farms mobilize.
Well, that's just because they're a bunch of autists. That's all they are.
Shaw for 2, I'm a victim of one of these trolls who cry pedo. Yeah, no, it's, it doesn't help anybody. It doesn't solve anything. None of this stuff goes anywhere, and once you've bungled it, There's no fixing it.
Yep.
You basically permanently bungled it. Not just from you've helped the predator realize that people are onto them and they can delete their stuff, but a lot of times police will look at it and they'll see, like, this huge mess of crap information you have, and they'll be like, okay, yeah, this is a stupid internet slap fight, we're not even going to look into it. And they'll just immediately turn it away.
Because it was publicized before reaching the cops in court, it might be inadmissible. Yeah. You also really listened to Space She did? Me too did.
Yeah, I already listened to the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's really not relevant to the discussion today.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
We just used the thumbnail because it was the most recent thing.
Yeah, well, no, because this is mostly about, like, harmful opinions, right?
Yeah.
And not him specifically, but people that do what he does. Because this is not the first time he has made, like, this person's a pedo video, and I'm exposing them. It's not even the second. Tyga's up there, but there's, like, 4 or 5 other videos. It's like, I'm exposing a pedo. Like, all you're doing is you're telling the pedo that somebody's on to them, and now they know what information to delete. You're not helping anybody. Personally, I think he's chasing the high he got back during the Skeptic days in Gamergate. Because he exposed, like, a big company at one point for lying their butts off. And I think ever since all that ended, he's been chasing that high because he's never gotten, like, that huge amount of attention again. And, like, what's easier to get attention than saying that you're exposing pedos, because everybody hates pedos.
Yep. Everybody hates pedos and everybody hates Nazis, and that's usually what blows up the most. It's like, oh, you'll never believe what content creator is a Nazi today. And it's like, yeah, okay. Is this real?
And it also, what was I gonna go with? I had something, I forgot. Continue.
I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't have anything past Nazi.
Oh, fair.
But it's just like people need to stop jumping the gun. If they think a criminal activity is actually happening, you report it to the police. You wait for
Yep. Ultimately, yeah, just people need to just fucking stop this bullshit of accusing people of crimes that aren't even fucking crimes all the fucking damn day. Anyway, it's a Terrifier Christmas, so I'm gonna go watch Terrifier 3 and be entertained like by a movie. And yeah, I've watched this video before. I can't really sit through the not because of them. It's just because like the person it's about is just so fucking annoying. But anyway, see ya.